West HQ proudly brings you the story of model and actress Laura Dundovic, a story that began in Western Sydney.
I'm Laura Dundovic and I'm proud to be from Western Sydney. I think my big break for me would have had to have been Miss Universe Australia. So that was in 2008. I was modelling at the time and studying at uni and also working part-time telemarketing. I think that some of the biggest challenges are, I think one of them would have to be the ups and the downs of it. I started modelling when I was 16 and, I could go to a casting then and walk in the room and everyone loved me and I'd walk out and feel really good about myself, and then go to the next casting and they don't even look at you. Like, you've taken all this time, to get in there. My mum's driven me in, I've got change, I've got ready, and then I walk in and they don't even look at my book. They say thank you and you feel horrible about yourself. And I think I learnt probably about the age of maybe 20, 21 that, you've got to start sort of having your own self-esteem and knowing who you are and not using other people around you to determine whether you're going to feel good about yourself or not feel good about yourself. I think if I didn't pick that up at a young age, that would be hard in this industry because there's big wins that I'll have some days and then big losses that I'll have other days. Highlight of my career. I've always sort of set goals for myself in a few different areas. So I was really happy when I got my first TV show. So when I was hosting a TV show on my own, that was pretty exciting. And then after that, it was to be in a movie. And so I filmed that last year. And I think they would be my two sort of career highlights. But then there's, amazing brands that I've worked with modelling wise, which have been really exciting. And then one of my other highlights is a bit lame, but I'm a massive twihard. So I'm obsessed with Twilight. And because of work, I've managed to meet like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of them. And that was pretty exciting for me. I think there's a lot of successful people that come out of Western Sydney because there were so many things close by that I could do. Like, I have played every single sport. So I did lots of sport, I did debating, I did public speaking, I did acting, I did singing, I did dancing, I did everything. And that's all available in that area. I think people from Western Sydney are very, very down to earth and very, very accepting. And that's the thing that I loved about sort of growing up there. I mean, we sort of had an opportunity to do everything and see everything. I think a lot of people, because we're around people from everywhere, because of that, it motivates us. So I think, I've seen people doing all sorts of things, people who are from all sorts of countries, and I was like, hey, I want to do all that. And because of that, I think it makes us very, very ambitious. Look, I still stalk the house that I grew up in. We drive past that regularly and just have a look, and obviously you see that change and everything. We lived in a cul-de-sac. We lived in Jan Place, number 6 in the middle there, across the road from Roberta Street Park. And there was me and my 2 brothers, and then we had 3 Sri Lankan boys that we went to school with, and one was each me and my brother's age. And we grew up during the time of like the Sandlot kids. So we all thought that we were just, professional athletes. And so every Christmas we would get, say, basketball rings or hockey nets. And we sort of had the cul-de-sac as like, we had like, hockey, sets or whatever. And we'd have the park as well. So we'd play all different kind of sports growing up. We'd do triathlons. We had a pool. So we'd go for a run around the park, and then we'd go for a bike ride around the park, and then a swim in the pool, and just do lots of things like that. So a lot of my memories are sort of sport-based from there. And I think as well, as I said, we followed Sydney United pretty religiously growing up, and it was back in the days when every team had a country behind it. So it was Sydney Croatia United, Sydney Olympic was, a Greek following, Marconi was Italian. And I think when they got the Western Sydney Wanderers in, it's got that really sort of multicultural feel behind it, and it's got that sort of passion behind it that I think soccer was missing before. So I think that in that way it's grown a lot, and I think having that team there has been really good. My absolute favourite thing about Western Sydney, can it be my memories? Like, I honestly had the best childhood. I remember when we moved from Greystanes, my brother, we were living in like a little 1-story place there that we couldn't all fit in. We were all in a bedroom together and that, and we moved to a 2-story house, so you think us kids would be so happy. And my brother bawled his eyes out and said to Mum and Dad, why are you doing this to us? Because we loved it so much in Greystanes. Look, I think Western Sydney's only going to move onwards and upwards from here. It was just, as I said, my parents are in Dural now, and they're just putting that train line through to Castle Hill. And I suppose with urban sprawl, the city moves out. So Western Sydney's closer to the city than before. And I think, obviously from there, things are only going to get bigger and better.
Western Sydney has always had confidence. Now it has a beating heart. West HQ. Discover our bold new chapter in the story of Western Sydney at westhq.com.au.